What's up, everybody? So this is my new temporary motovlogging ride. I guess it's not really moto vlogging, but it's vlogging on a bike. So let's get to it here. I'm a little hinky getting into my clips because my leg is kind of shot. But let's see what we can do here. Ow. There we go. So earlier in the week, I had one of the screws removed from my leg, my bad leg. I don't think you can see the scar. Well, maybe you can see them, sort of. Anyway, I have a couple screws in the top, in the bottom, and one in the top in the rod for my broken leg. And I had the bone wasn't healing the way they'd like it to be. So, ow, man, I can't get it back into the clip. There we go. So they removed the top screw in an effort to make the bone heal a little better. The idea being that with the screws in the top and bottom, the rod is taking all the weight bearing, and that's not encouraging bone growth. Whereas if they take the top screw out, then when I'm standing or walking, limping, whatever, the load will be on the bone, which will promote growth in the area of the fracture. So, they took that top screw out, and let me tell you, holy hell, does my leg hurt. I mean, when I say my leg hurts, I'm kind of, that's being gentle about it. So unfortunately, I can't actually ride my motorcycle for a little bit because I can't get my bad leg over it. I can't stand on my bad leg to get my good leg over it. And if I had to stop at a stop sign, if it leaned left at all, I'd just have to drop the bike. It would never stay. I'd never be able to hold it up. So, that was last Tuesday. Was it Yeah, it was last Tuesday. And I'm still pretty sore. So I'm hoping by maybe next Tuesday, I'll be back on the bike. After the surgery, all the leg muscles were pretty seized up. So I'm doing things like this, riding my mountain bike on a stationary trainer, slowly, in an effort to... I'm not really doing it to work the muscles, as much as just to flex the muscles, to work on the mobility. Strangely enough, I don't know if you can see how I'm pedaling, but I have my toes pointed down. And that feels okay, but if I put my foot flat, when the leg comes up over, it feels like my thigh right above my knee and in my hip is just going to explode. So not the most pleasant feeling in the world. And it sucks because I started training to be a referee in roller derby, which involves being on your feet. So that's kind of painful, but I want to do it. So, I'm kind of muscling my way through it. It sucks. So the bonehead when I first went in, everything was great. The doctor said my bone was healing really well. And then the next checkup I went in, he said it wasn't healing as well as he'd like to see it healing. And he was kind of worried about it, and he wanted to take the top screw out. And that was about a 6-week time period. Well, so in the meanwhile, in that 6-week time period, I had stopped taking hydrocodone because my body gets addicted to those kind of things pretty quickly. Well, not really addicted, but yeah, I guess sort of addicted. And as soon as it starts to wear off, I start to feel like I have the flu. I get the chills, a shiver, just generally feel like garbage. So I try not to take them. And I had switched to Advil for a while, and then switched to Aleve, and they were working great. Turns out, Advil and Aleve are part of the same drug family, NSAIDs, and that type of drug is known to interfere with bone healing. Well, nobody tells me this. All they tell me is, oh, your bone isn't healing that well, we want to go in and do some more minor surgery, take the top screw out. They didn't tell me, oh, well, you know, the medication you've been eating like candy for the past 6 weeks prevents bone growth. Oh, and it just happens to be that the time period of when you started taking this medication constantly is when the bone stopped healing properly. You know, no, they don't say that. They just say they want to go back in my leg. Now, I didn't put up a fight or anything about that because, honestly, I'd been having a pain in my hip that felt like something metal poking, and I had my suspicions that it was that top screw. And of course, I voiced my suspicions that the top screw was the pain I'd been having in my hip, and that was quick. That idea was quickly shut down by the doctor and the physical therapist. But I still kind of felt like maybe that was the problem. Sure enough, they take that top screw out, and that hip pain's gone. You know, not a hint of it at all anymore. Could be a coincidence, sure, but it seems pretty convincing to me. In the end, it doesn't matter. The hip pain's gone, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But now I have all kinds of muscle pain in my left leg, which I'm okay with. I mean, it sucks, but I'm okay with it because, you know, muscle pain takes some time, but it goes away. You know, we've all had muscle pain, you know, it sucks, but, you know it goes away. You know what the reason for it is. You know it's not permanent. So it's painful and it sucks, but it's not stressful because, you know, it's definitely going away. The hip pain was stressful because, you know, I didn't see any end to it. It wasn't getting any better or worse. So I'm glad I am glad I got the screw taken. Look at my handlebars are sliding off. So I am glad that I got that taken out. Oh, I'm actually sweating a little bit. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of a workout. That isn't really my goal. I mean, I'm in a pretty low gear and I'm going pretty low speed here. Like I said, honestly, I just want to... The idea is to kind of keep the leg moving to kind of warm the muscles up because I want to do a little bit of stretching. Trying to get some of the mobility I just lost back. It's weird. So, I was able to walk with a cane. I was able to walk without the cane. I was able to completely walk without a limp with the cane, and I could almost not limp if I didn't use the cane. I still use the cane because I know it's entirely possible and likely that you'll screw up either your back or your hip if you're limping all the time. So I use the cane to try to prevent the limp. You know, but I was pretty mobile. And now I really, I had 95% of the flexibility range in my leg. And in a 3-hour time period of going to the hospital, waiting in the waiting room, getting operated on to go home, I lost 95% of the flexibility in my leg. I could barely bend it when I got out of the hospital. It was really weird. The next day, I could barely move my leg. Like, I just had no control over the muscles in my leg if they felt like they were, like I had no muscles in my leg. Forgive me if I feel like I sound like I'm out of breath. I am a little bit out of breath. I don't know if you've ever tried riding a stationary bike wearing, you know, mostly leather motorcycle gloves and a full face motorcycle helmet, but yeah, it's pretty frickin' hot in here. Holy shit. I'm sweating my ass off. Yeah, my helmet's gonna smell like a gym sock when I'm done. Anyway, so it's pretty crazy how much flexibility I lost in that short time period. But it's getting better, and I'm, you know, spinning to try to work some of the flexibility back in. That's kind of the main goal here. Work flexibility back in, warm the muscles up before I stretch them. And hopefully, within a couple more days of this, the pain will be gone. It's weird. So, they took a screw out of the top of my thigh in the front. Picture, man, if you stand straight up, almost directly over from your junk. Like 6 inches down from my hip bone. right in the middle of my thigh, slightly inwards. I mean, at middle of the top, you know, like middle from side to side. And one of the most painful areas on my body right now is my left butt cheek. It feels like somebody with a steel-toed boot kicked me in the butt cheek really, really hard. And it's not from walking weird, because that area hurt the worst, even in the recovery room. I don't know if they had to clamp me somehow or something. I don't have a bruise on my butt, but I have a lot of muscle pain on the outside front of my calf. That I know is from walking on it funny. But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick vlog, give you guys an update of what's going on. I didn't want you to think I was gonna stop vlogging because I haven't put anything out, but I can't get on my bike right now. Like, I physically can't get on it. So don't worry, I am coming back. As soon as I can get on that bike and reasonably hold it up, I will be out tooling around, hopping curbs, jumping sidewalks and stuff. And you know, hopefully, now that that pin's out and the hip pain's gone, hopefully things will heal up a lot faster and I'll be good to go, because really that was the only thing holding me up. Anyway, I'll be back later, guys. Just, you know, don't forget about me. If you're new, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe, or, you know, like my videos. You know, maybe like some of the other videos if you don't like this one. I welcome all feedback. You know, if you think I suck, tell me in the, you know, comments. Maybe I'll agree with you and I'll change something. I don't know. Anyway, alright guys. I'll talk to you later.